Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and thought, I can't do this today? Not because you're lazy, but because your body feels like it's made of lead, and your mind's already begging for a nap, before you've even had your coffee. If that hits home, listen close, you're not alone. I hear it all the time, especially from women in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. They say, I'm exhausted and I don't know why. Maybe you've chalked it up to just getting older. But what if I told you it doesn't have to be that way? There's a reason your spark's gone dim, and it's not your fault. Stick with me, because we're about to uncover what's draining you and how to take back your energy, one simple step at a time. You ready? Let's dive in. 1. The hormone drop that sneaks up on you. Imagine waking up one morning and realizing your car won't start. You turn the key, but nothing happens, the tank's bone dry, and no one told you it needed fuel. That's what's happening inside so many women's bodies after menopause, especially as we move into our 60s, 70s, and beyond. We're not talking about the menopause you braced for, the hot flashes that made you fan yourself at the grocery store, the mood swings that had you laughing one minute and crying the next, or those night sweats that left your sheets damp. No, this is the quiet aftermath, the part no one warns you about. Years after menopause, your estrogen and progesterone, those invisible power sources that kept you humming along, don't just dip. They plummet to almost nothing. And let me tell you, that drop changes everything. Back when we were younger, those hormones were like the best friends you didn't know you had. Estrogen wasn't just about monthly cycles or growing babies. It was the spark in your brain, keeping your thoughts quick and your memory sharp. It helped your body turn food into energy so you could chase kids or dance at a wedding without a second thought. Progesterone? That was your calm in the storm. It hushed your nerves at night, letting you drift off to sleep and stay there, waking up ready to tackle the day. Together, they were the fuel that powered your life, your laughter, your strength, your you. But now, with them nearly gone, it's like someone's pulled the plug. Suddenly, carrying the laundry upstairs feels like a marathon. Reading the newspaper leaves you squinting through a fog. Even getting out of bed takes a pep talk you never needed before. What makes this so maddening is how silent it is. You don't see it coming. One day you're fine, and then, slowly, sneakily, you're not. Your body feels heavier, your mind slower, and you start to wonder, is this really it? Is this what getting older means? I've been there myself, dragging through mornings, blaming myself for not keeping up. But here's the truth I wish someone had shouted from the rooftops. It's not your imagination. You're not lazy. You're not broken. Your body's just trying to run on fumes, and no one's handed you the gas can. The real frustration? Most doctors don't even mention it. You go in, say you're exhausted, and they pat your hand with a smile. Well, that's just part of aging, dear. But hold on, why should we accept that? Why should feeling like a shadow of yourself be normal? It's not just age, it's a hormone crash we can actually do something about. Some women find a lifeline in bioidentical hormone therapy, little doses that bring back that lost fuel. Others need a boost for their adrenal glands, those tiny powerhouses that pick up the slack when hormones fade. Even simple supplements might help balance things out, but you won't know what works for you until you dig deeper. So picture this, you're sitting in that doctor's office, the paper crinkling under you, and instead of nodding along, you lean forward. You say, "Can we test my hormone levels? I want to know what's going on." It's not pushy, it's powerful. Because understanding your body isn't just a gift, it's your right. I did it myself a few years back. My estrogen was in the basement, and once I addressed it with my doctor's help, it was like someone turned the lights back on. Mornings got easier. My brain felt less like a jumbled drawer. I wasn't fixed overnight, but I was me again bit by bit. Don't you deserve that too? Not to just survive your days, but to live them? This isn't about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming your energy, your joy, your strength. That hormone drop might have snuck up on you, but it doesn't have to win. Ask the question. Start the conversation. Because at our age, knowledge isn't just power. It's the key to feeling alive again. What's stopping you from taking that first step today? 2. The nutrients your body's missing. Let's set the scene. It's supper time, and you've made yourself a plate to be proud of. Steamed broccoli, a juicy piece of chicken, maybe a sweet potato on the side. You sit down, take a bite, and think, I'm doing this right. I'm eating healthy. But then an hour later, you're slumped in your chair, eyelids drooping, wondering why you feel like you've run a mile when all you did was rinse the dishes. Sound familiar? Here's the secret no one tells us as we get older. You can eat all the good stuff in the world and still feel wiped out. Why? Because after 60, your body doesn't pull the goodness out of food like it used to. And when those nutrients go missing, your energy goes right out the door with them. Think of your stomach like a hard-working kitchen helper. It's not just about what you eat, but what your body can actually use. As we age, our stomachs make less acid, the stuff that breaks down food, so we can soak up its vitamins and minerals. Less acid means less fuel gets through, even if your plate's piled high. So you might be eating carrots and spinach till the cows come home, but if your body's not grabbing the good stuff, like iron or vitamin B12, you're running on empty without a clue. It's like pouring water into a leaky bucket. No matter how much you put in, it's slipping away. And here's the kicker. Millions of women over 60 are walking around with these quiet deficiencies, feeling foggy, weak, or just plain worn out, and they don't even know why. Let's talk about the big four that hit us hardest. First up, vitamin B12. This little gem keeps your brain humming and your nerves steady. But as we age, it's tougher to absorb, especially if you're not eating much meat. Run low, and you might forget where you parked the car, stumble over words, or feel a bone-deep tiredness that coffee can't touch. Some folks even get told it's dementia when it's just B12 playing hide and seek. Next, there's iron. Even without monthly periods, it can slip away, maybe from a tiny ulcer or just poor absorption over time. Low iron leaves you breathless walking to the mailbox, your heart racing like you've run a race. Then there's vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. It's not just for bones, it lifts your mood and energy too. But if you're indoors more, or your skin's not making it like it used to, you might feel achy, blue, and dragged down. Finally, magnesium. This quiet hero soothes your muscles, calms your nerves, and helps you sleep. Too little, and you're tense, restless, like you're carrying a weight you can't put down. The worst part? These gaps sneak up so slowly you might not notice till you're flattened. I remember my own wake-up call, forgetting my neighbor's name, feeling like my legs were concrete. I thought, well, I'm just old. But deep down, I knew something was off. So, I asked my doctor to check my levels. Turns out, my B12 and magnesium were in the gutter. A few weeks of supplements, under her watch, and I felt the fog lift. I could think straight, laugh easier, even climb the stairs without a breather. It was like finding a piece of myself I'd lost. Here's the rub. Most doctors won't test these unless you wave a flag. They might check iron if you're pale, or vitamin D if you push, but B12 and magnesium? They're the wallflowers of the nutrient world, overlooked till you speak up. So next time you're at the doctor's, don't just nod and smile. Bring a list. Can we test my B12, iron, D, and magnesium? I'm tired of being tired. You've got every right to know what's going on under the hood. And don't stop there. A multivitamin's a start, but if you're really low, you might need more, something targeted, something your body can grab onto. It's not about fancy pills. It's about giving yourself what's missing. Listen to your body. If you're dragging through every day, waking up fuzzy, or feeling like a stranger in your own skin, that's not just life. It's a whisper, or maybe a shout for help. I ignored mine too long, thinking it was normal. But once I filled those gaps, it was like the sun peeked through the clouds. You deserve that light too, not tomorrow, not next year, but now. What's one nutrient you'll ask about today? Because you're worth every ounce of energy you can reclaim. 3. Sleep that doesn't actually rest you. Close your eyes for a second and picture this. It's bedtime. You've brushed your teeth, slipped into your comfiest nightgown, and tucked yourself in by 10 p.m., determined to get those golden 8 hours everyone's always preaching about. The clock ticks, the house quiets, and you're doing everything right. But then morning rolls around, and instead of bouncing out of bed, you feel like you've been wrestling shadows all night, stiff, groggy, and already counting the hours till you can crawl back under the covers. Ever had that moment? I sure have. And if it's happened to you, here's the big secret. It's not just about how long you sleep. It's about how well you sleep. Because as we get older, those restful nights start playing hard to get. Here's what's going on behind the scenes. When we were younger, our bodies pumped out melatonin like a dream factory, that hormone that lulls you to sleep and keeps you there. We'd hit the pillow and sink into deep sleep, the kind that patches up sore muscles, clears out mental clutter, and refills your energy tank. But now, that melatonin faucet's slowing to a drip, and deep sleep, it's shrinking too. So even if you're in bed for 8 solid hours, you might only get a measly 3 or 4 of real, restorative rest. The rest is just surface stuff, light, fragmented, leaving you half recharged at best. It's like charging your phone with a frayed cord. The bars creep up, but it's never full. Ever wake up at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling while the world's still dark? Your mind kicks into gear, worrying about the doctor's bill, your grandkids, that creak in the stairs you keep meaning to fix. You toss, you turn, and by sunrise, you're already spent. Or maybe you stay asleep, but wake up feeling like your joints are rusted shut, your head stuffed with cotton. That's not rest. That's your body waving a white flag. I used to lie there, night after night, thinking, this is it. This is what 70 feels like. But deep down, I knew it wasn't right. I missed waking up with a clear head, ready to face the day instead of dragging through it. The truth hit me when I started digging. Poor sleep quality isn't just a nuisance. It's a thief, stealing your energy one restless night at a time. And it's not just in your head. I made some changes, small at first, because I was desperate to feel human again. I ditched the TV an hour before bed. Those late-night shows weren't worth the buzz in my brain. I cracked a window to cool the room, pulled the curtains tight, even tried a little magnesium at night to settle my nerves. It wasn't magic overnight, but slowly I started drifting off faster. I stayed asleep longer. And best of all, I woke up feeling like me, not some creaky stranger borrowing my body. But here's a twist you might not expect. If you snore like a freight train or wake up gasping, it could be more than bad luck. Sleep apnea is not just for men. It sneaks up on women too, especially after menopause. That choking, snorting, pausing, it's your airway fighting to stay open, yanking you out of deep sleep over and over. You might not even remember it, but your body does, leaving you wrecked no matter how long you're in bed. I had a friend who swore she slept fine till her husband recorded her snoring. A doctor's visit, a little breathing mask, and she was a new woman. If that sounds like you, don't wait, ask about it. You deserve to breathe easy in every sense. Sleep's not just a number on the clock. 8 hours mean nothing if they're shallow and broken. It's about sinking into peace, letting your body mend itself, waking up with a lightness you haven't felt in years. I fought for that, and I'm still tweaking, maybe a softer pillow, a quieter fan. But every step's worth it. Don't you want mornings where you want to get up? Where the day's a gift, not a chore? You can have that. What's one small change you'll try tonight? Because real rest isn't a luxury, it's yours to claim. 4. The stress you carry in silence. Let's pause and breathe together, deep in, slow out, because what's coming next sits heavy on the heart, and I know you've felt it too. Stress isn't just a hectic day or a long to-do list. It's the quiet weight that's built up over decades, the kind we don't always say out loud. When we were younger, we were warriors, raising kids who never slept, juggling jobs with endless deadlines, keeping the house from falling apart, all while smiling for the neighbors. We'd tell ourselves, one day it'll ease up. When the kids are grown, when I retire, when life slows down, I'll finally rest. We carried that hope like a lantern through the dark. But for so many of us, that peace never arrived. The load just shifted, new worries, new aches, and now here we are, wondering why we're so darn tired. Think about it. Back then, it was diapers and school plays and scraping by on a budget. Now, it's your knees creaking or your husband's latest test results keeping you up at night. It's staring at your bank account, praying it outlasts you. Maybe you're caregiving again, this time for a spouse who's fading, or grandkids whose parents can't catch a break. And then there's the grown kids, watching them stumble through jobs or marriages, feeling that helpless ache because you can't fix it like you used to. I've sat in my kitchen, coffee gone cold, feeling that same pang for my daughter's struggles. It's not loud grief, it's a slow, steady heartbreak that saps you dry. Your body doesn't shrug it off either. Every worry, every what if, sends cortisol, the stress hormone, coursing through you. It's like your system's bracing for a lion attack, except the lion's just your thoughts. Over time, that constant drip wears you down. Your adrenal glands, the little engines that keep you going, start sputtering. You're edgy, tired, raw like a wire-stripped bear. Ever snap at the dog for barking, then feel awful about it? Or lose your glasses and unravel like it's the end of the world? That's not you getting old. It's your nerves running on empty, begging for a break. And then there's loss. Maybe it's a friend who's gone, a sister you can't call anymore, or even the you who used to dance in the living room. Retirement sounded like freedom, but sometimes it's just silence, an empty house echoing with memories. I felt that when my nest emptied, the quiet was louder than I'd expected. Those losses don't just sting. They hollow you out, stealing energy as surely as a fever. I used to think I had to tough it out, keep my chin up like always. But one day, staring out my window at a gray sky, I realized, I'm not okay. And I don't have to be. Here's what I want you to hear. You're not weak for feeling this. You're human, and you don't have to carry it alone anymore. Start by giving yourself permission to rest, not just your body, but your soul. You've been strong for everyone else. It's okay to sit still, to cry if it comes, to breathe. Protect your peace too. Say no to that extra favor, even if it's family. I started small, skipping a church potluck I didn't have the heart for, and the world didn't end. Find what lifts you, a walk where the birds sing, a notebook to spill your thoughts, a friend who listens without fixing. For me, it's tea on the porch, watching the leaves sway, 10 minutes of nothing that feels like everything. If it's too much alone, reach out. A therapist, a pastor, a neighbor with kind eyes. You've earned that support as much as anyone. I leaned on a counselor when my husband's health turned, and it was like unloading a suitcase I'd lugged for years. Emotional exhaustion's as real as a sprained ankle, and healing it brings your energy back, soft and slow. You've carried the world. Now carry yourself with that same tenderness. What's one burden you'll set down today? Because you deserve lightness, not just for others, but for you, right here, right now. 5. Blood sugar swings you don't see coming. Ever had one of those days where you're sailing along fine, then bam, out of nowhere, you're so tired you could nap on the couch mid-sentence? Your head's fuzzy, your legs feel like they've checked out, and all you can think is, what hit me? If that's you, let's talk about something sneaky, your blood sugar. Now you might say, hold on, I'm not diabetic, this isn't my problem. I thought the same thing. But here's the twist. You don't need a diagnosis for blood sugar swings to knock you flat, especially after menopause. It's a silent roller coaster, and millions of us are riding it without a ticket. Here's the deal. When we were younger, our bodies handled sugar like champs. A bowl of oatmeal or a slice of pie. No sweat, insulin swooped in, shuttled that sugar to our cells, and kept us steady. But as we age, that system gets rusty. Our cells start resisting insulin, so even normal meals can send your blood sugar spiking like a kid on a sugar high, then crashing hard. The tricky part? You might not feel it like a diabetic does, no shakes or sweats. Instead, it's a heavy, creeping exhaustion. Maybe it's that mid-afternoon slump where you're nodding off over the crossword, or a wave of fog that makes you reread the same line 3 times. Ever put your head on the table after lunch, wondering why you're done for? That's it, your blood sugar pulling the rug out. Walk through a day with me. You wake up, maybe skip breakfast because you're not hungry yet. By 10, you grab a piece of toast or a muffin, quick, easy, carb-heavy. Your blood sugar shoots up like a rocket, insulin scrambles to catch it, and 2 hours later, you're sunk, cranky, craving candy, ready to call it quits. So, you nibble some crackers or an orange, up it goes again, down it drops again. All day, you're on this invisible ride, each dip leaving you more drained. I lived that cycle for years, blaming myself. I must be lazy. Then I borrowed a friend's glucose meter, just curious. After my healthy cereal, my numbers spiked to 180, then tanked. Every crash matched my slumps, every single time. The good news? You can tame this beast without turning your life upside down. Start your day smart. Swap the toast for eggs, a handful of nuts, or plain yogurt with berries. Protein and fat keep you steady, not soaring. I tried it, scrambled eggs instead of my usual bagel, and I lasted till lunch without that foggy fade. Throughout the day, eat smaller bites, balanced, a little chicken, some broccoli, a dab of butter. It's not about starving, it's about smoothing the ride. Love a snack. Pair it up. An apple's great, but add peanut butter. Crackers? Smear some cheese. And yes, it's hard, but easing off white bread and sugary coffee drinks pays off. I cut my mocha habit, swapped it for tea, and the difference stunned me, less haze, more me. This isn't about diets or guilt. It's about fueling yourself right, like putting good gas in an old car. When I started balancing my blood sugar, the change crept in slow but sure. My head cleared, no more staring blankly at the TV. My moods leveled, no snapping at my husband over nothing. That bone-tired feeling? It loosened its grip. I wasn't perfect. I still sneak a cookie sometimes, but I felt the shift. You can too. It's not about perfection. It's about steady energy that lets you enjoy your day, not just endure it. Think about your last crash. When was it? What did you eat before? That's your clue. Next time, tweak it. A hard-boiled egg instead of a biscuit. A few almonds with your tea. Watch what happens. You might be amazed how much brighter you feel. Less like you're slogging through mud. More like the you who used to hum while folding laundry. This isn't restriction. It's freedom, handed back one bite at a time. What's one swap you'll try tomorrow? Because you deserve to feel alive, not just awake, and it's closer than you think. 6. Medications quietly sapping your strength. Word count, 720. Let's sit down for this one, because it's a curveball you might not see coming. Picture your medicine cabinet, those little bottles lined up like soldiers, each one a lifeline. By our 60s or 70s, most of us have a few. One for blood pressure, another for cholesterol, maybe something to hush the aches or calm the nerves. They're keeping us ticking, and we're grateful, truly. But what if I told you some of those helpers might be double agents, quietly draining your energy while they work? It's a twist I never suspected till it hit me square in the chest, and it might be happening to you too. Think about it. You pop your pills with breakfast, trusting they're doing their job. But by noon, you're slogging through the house like your shoes are cemented. Your arms feel weak lifting the kettle, your mind stuck in slow motion. You shrug it off. I'm just tired. But what if it's more? Certain meds, even the good ones, can sap your strength as a side effect, and most doctors won't flag it unless you ask. It's not their fault. They're focused on the big picture, your heart, your numbers. But that doesn't mean you should feel like a ghost in your own life. Let's peek at the usual suspects. Beta blockers, heroes for high blood pressure or heart trouble, slow your pulse to protect you. But that slowdown can leave you sluggish, like you're wading through molasses. I was on one once. My doctor swore by it, but I swore I'd never felt so heavy. Then there's statins, cholesterol's sworn enemy. They've saved countless hearts, but for some, they bring muscle aches, joint stiffness, or a tiredness that lingers like an uninvited guest. Ever wake up sore, blaming the mattress, only to wonder? It might be your pill. Antidepressants, too. They can lift your spirits but flatten your drive, muting your energy till you're just going through the motions. Sleep aids? They knock you out, sure, but that groggy hangover can trail you into lunch. Even allergy pills or over-the-counter pain relievers can fog you up, turning a clear day cloudy. I stumbled on this by accident. My husband noticed I was quieter, slower, like I'd aged 10 years overnight. I'd been on a new blood pressure med for months, chugging coffee to keep up. Finally, I asked my pharmacist, could this be it? She blinked, checked her chart, and nodded. Fatigue was right there in the fine print. We tweaked the dose, and within weeks, I wasn't just awake, I was alive. It wasn't a cure-all, but it was a start. That's when it clicked. We've got to question what we swallow, even the safe stuff. Here's the golden rule. Never stop cold turkey. These meds can be vital. Quitting sudden could land you in worse shape. But you can start a chat. Next appointment, tote your pill bottles, prescription, over-the-counter, all of it. Lay them out and say, could any of these be wearing me out? It's not whining, it's wisdom. Your doctor might adjust a dose, switch a brand, or suggest a lifestyle tweak to lighten your load. Sometimes it's simple. My friend cut her statin in half, doctor approved, and her aches eased up. Other times it's deeper, maybe less reliance on sleep pills if you fix the root. You fought hard for your health, years of checkups, good meals, grit. You shouldn't have to drag yourself through the reward. I used to think more naps or stronger tea would fix me, but sometimes the answer's hiding in that orange bottle. When I found mine, it was like shedding a wet coat. I could breathe easier, move freer. You deserve that lift too, not to feel tethered to a tired body by a pill you never questioned. So, grab your list. Look at those labels. When's your next doctor visit? Ask the question. It's your health, your energy, your life. You might uncover a culprit you'd never pegged, and the relief could be closer than you think. What's one med you'll check? Because you've earned every bright morning, every steady step, and no prescription should steal that from you. Closing, your energy, your time. If any of this rings true, hear me. You're not imagining it. You're not weak. And this isn't just age. It's your body whispering, or maybe shouting, for care. Hormones, nutrients, sleep, stress, blood sugar, meds. One of these might be your missing piece. You've poured decades into others, loving, lifting, showing up. Now, it's your turn to wake up with a spring in your step, to feel peace in your bones, to live, not just limp through. Start small, one question to your doctor, one change in your day. Listen to that voice saying, I want to feel good again, because you can. And if no one said it lately, you're worth it. Every bit of energy, every brighter morning, you deserve it all. Let's keep this journey going together. What's your next step?